This principle emphasizes the requirement of faith when one prays, that they should do so with full conviction, without doubt or hesitation, believing firmly that what they seek is already theirs. This level of faith strengthens the connection between the praying individual and the finished works, that God predestinated his children from the foundation of the world. Believing that you already possess that what you pray for shifts one's perspective from the state of lack to a state of abundance, therefore helping your mind to think from a place of fulfillment. Thinking from a state of fulfillment helps affirmative visualization. By picturing oneself in possession of their desires, they align their thoughts and energies with their aims. This visualization is a powerful tool for fostering a positive mindset and creates favorable outcomes. This is closely linked to what they call the law of attraction, which posits that positive or negative thoughts bring positive or negative experiences into a person's life. By acting as if their prayers have already been answered, individuals send out positive vibrations that attract similar energies, thus manifesting their desires into reality. When someone prays as though their desires have already been fulfilled, they mentally and emotionally prepare themselves to receive what they have prayed for. This preparation can remove internal barriers or doubts that might otherwise hinder the manifestation of their desires. Therefore, I say unto you, what things soever you desire, when you pray, believe that you receive them, and you shall have them. Mark 11:24. Believing you already have what you pray for fosters a sense of gratitude and a feeling of joy. This mindset helps individuals focus on the positive aspects of life and appreciate what they already have, a state that is highly creative and attract even more blessings into your external world. This approach also shifts the focus from lack to abundance, instead of concentrating on what they do not have. Individuals focus on abundance and the joy of having their desires met, creating a more positive outlook and lifestyle. It is not what you want that you attract. You attract what you believe to be true. Praying, then, is recognizing yourself to be that which you desire to be, rather than begging God for that which you desire. But I say unto you, forgive, hold no grudges, completely detach yourself from all source of bitterness, just as our Lord Jesus Christ told us in Scriptures, saying, and when you stand praying, forgive if you have aught against any, that your Father also, which is in heaven, may forgive you your trespasses. But if you do not forgive, neither will your Father, which is in heaven, forgive your trespasses. But I say to you, love your enemies, and pray for those who persecute you, so that you may be sons of your Father who is in heaven. See them as you want them to be, not as they now are. Continually imagine them as your friends, regardless. Praying for them is to mentally see them in a peaceful relationship with you, because this is your desire for them. A continued firm belief in that fulfilled visualization, regardless of the external happening, changes your then-called enemy into that which you envision them to be. To love them is to wish them well, to see and imagine them in good health, peace, and joyful life. Treat them as you would want them to treat you, and not to wish them misfortune. When you stand praying, your heart should be in a condition of purity, free from any contaminations, free from past hurt, free from past disappointment, and free from past offenses. Forgiveness is an integral part of worship and communication with God. Forgive is a directive that emphasizes the necessity of letting go of grievances, resentments, or grudges against others. Forgiveness is a voluntary process of releasing feelings of resentment or vengeance toward a person or group who has wronged you, regardless of whether they actually deserve your forgiveness. Forgiveness is considered to be a prerequisite for genuine prayer and spiritual connection. It implies that harboring resentment or anger can hinder one's spiritual growth and communion with God. Unforgiveness disconnects you from the true vine of life and gives you an contrary character. Unforgiveness attracts and creates an atmosphere of hate and bitterness. Therefore, we are told to forgive before we even think of praying. The act of forgiving others is seen as an act of cleansing of one's heart and as a reflection of God's forgiveness toward us. It restores our inner peace and realigns our heart and our spirit with divine love and grace. Forgiveness is also beneficial for personal, mental, and emotional health. It allows individuals to move on from past hurts and liberate themselves from the burden of bitterness. Forgiveness also allows us to focus our meditations on whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, and whatsoever things are pure. Forgiveness helps us to meditate on things that are lovely and those of good report. It realigns our thoughts about others. Therefore, renew your mind and set it to a nature that forgives others quick. Quick forgiveness doesn't mean dismissing your own feelings or ignoring them when you've been wronged. Instead, it involves processing these feelings swiftly and constructively. Quick forgiveness is about not holding onto grudges, quickly and completely detaching yourself from that event and its outcomes, which can be emotionally and mentally exhausting. This encourages compassion and empathy, understanding that everyone makes mistakes. Try to understand the perspective of the person who wronged you. Speak to the person, if possible, to clear misunderstandings and express your feelings. Decide to release the negative emotions associated with the wrongdoing. Public and vain repetitions are foreign to prayer. Its exercise requires tranquility and peace of mind. Use not vain repetitions, for prayer is done in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward you openly. The ceremonies that are customarily used in prayer are mere superstitions and have been invented to give prayer an air of solemnity. And when you pray, you must not be like the hypocrites, for they love to stand and pray in the synagogues and at the street corners, that they may be seen by others. Truly, I say to you, they have received their reward. But when you pray, go into your room and shut the door and pray to your Father who is in secret. And your Father who sees in secret will reward you. Matthew 6, 5-6. And when you pray, do not heap up empty phrases as the Gentiles do, for they think that they will be heard for their many words. Do not be like them, for your Father knows what you need before you ask him. Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and it will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives, and the one who seeks finds, and to the one who knocks it will be opened. Or which one of you, if his son asks him for bread, will give him a stone? Or if he asks for a fish, will give him a serpent? If you then, who are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father who is in heaven give good things to those who ask him? Matthew 7:1. Ask, and it will be given to you. To ask, then, is to figure out what exactly you want and what your current desire is, and acknowledge the fact that they are already supplied by the greater one that lives inside of you. Seek, and you will find. To seek, then, is to search and discover from within where your desired things are located, and occupy them by having or being the things desired now. Knock, and it will be opened to you. To knock, then, is to show your unwavering faith, because without faith it is impossible for the door into which the desired things will be opened for you. Now, get ready for the Judgment Series, because at Church Courts no one is spared. Church Courts is here to restore and rebuild church purposes. Church Courts is here to keep the church clean, refuting all false claims relating to church activities, restoring the truth, giving correct and undiluted contextual interpretations that is required for the growth of the church. Church Courts will eliminate and purge the church from heretic teachings and all the concocted doctrines that have over the time spread throughout the church. This is taken from the book The Art of Praying by Church Courts. Share and like the page for more. Thank you for listening.